now. Let's see what happens. All right. Check, check. I am trying to find the stream still, so I think I've got the link going here. Maybe I'm on a delay. Okay, there it is. I see myself. All right. Hey guys. So today I put out the tracks for the next Beat My Nicks mix that's due on Friday, next Friday. I think it's the 20th. So and I've just been getting questions. Also, there was some issues with the tracks with the snare drum and stuff. So I just wanted to. I sent the new tracks that have the snare drum and the mono room mic ribbons and all that stuff. It feels like everything should be there. But also, I just wanted to go, so I'm just going to go through my session and start mixing from scratch. Part of the point of why I'm doing this right now, too, is just to talk about balance. And then, too, just go over the tracks because I feel like this session can be overwhelming for people who are new to this. It's a lot of tracks and a lot to manage. So I'm just going to talk my way through how I would start the mix and then, two, how to think about volume balances and whatnot. And so this is a brand new session. It's completely raw. And so, two, I'm here. If you guys have questions and if you want to chime in, like if you've downloaded these tracks and you're trying to make your way through them, then you can just put questions in the comments and I'll answer them here as opposed to doing a bunch of emails because I've been getting emails. And so this is just my way of trying to take care of that in one fell swoop. So yeah, there's a lot of guitar tracks. There's 3 guitar players in my band. If you guys watch the live stream, I talked about that last night. And then, yeah, it's just a lot. So I'm still going through and labeling. I know that's really boring, but I'm just trying to get my mix started, and I just wanted to do this, and give you guys a platform to ask me any questions you want about the tracks. If you haven't downloaded them yet, they are in the description. I'll also put them in the I'll pin a comment here in a minute when I get through what I'm doing at the moment. What's up, dude? Shoot, I'm still learning everyone's name. Let me see. Escape. Let me know your if you're willing. Just say your name in the chat again, just so I can. Sorry, man. I'll get there eventually. Escaped. Did you get a chance to download the tracks yet? Let's do this. I'm gonna make the chat so it's detached from here. Pop out chat. There we go. I am live. Thank you. Hey, Rick. Yeah. Hey, Rick. What's up? What's up, guys? All right. So I'm still labeling my stuff. Sorry to make you guys sit through that. Have you guys started mixing the song yet? Hunter. What's up, Hunter? Thanks, man. Sorry about that. Well, screw it. Let's just get into mixing. Yeah, it's easier if I can see the tracks. All right, those are mine. These are vocals. So yeah, I tried to make the session nice and better organized, and that didn't really work. Okay, just downloading. Yep. All right. Cool. So the C guitars or clean or any of that, those are my guitars. And then anything, these guys doubled. This is just a bunch of vocals up to Geo. I always find it helps me to color code crap. Geo's guitars. A lot of Geo guitars. So part of the reason, and I might have said this last night, that we have so many guitars going, so many tracks of guitars is because as you're seeing them here, they're going in different sections, like as opposed to trying to punch in or like, I'm not sure how to describe it, as opposed to just do one full take it's easier to punch in some of these parts, and that goes for everybody. And also, we like to let notes hang into the next part. Like we'll hit that note that goes into the next part and let it hang. And that's what happened with this. That's why there's so many guitar tracks in these songs. It's not just like we've got 50 guitar tracks. It's more that there's 50 takes doing, some of it's doing different things. Some of it is things are being duplicated. Let's see. All right. Let's see. I'm going to paste the link for the tracks if you guys haven't gotten to download them yet. There's the link. Well, that's the card link. If you're on the email list, I sent out an email that has the tracks too. So yeah, I'm still just labeling. When you have a session this big, it's good to just try to get a hold of it. Also, let's see, Geo. So Jazz, that's me. So yeah, I don't think I really succeeded in organizing this session very well. But the first one I did, I think it was better, but then stuff was missing, so I kind of panicked and threw out a new download. But that link there is the landing page, basically. All right, so I swear I'll be getting to mixing here shortly. Doo-be-doo. More Jordan. There's an overhead. And wow, you guys are still watching. I'm surprised. I know this is boring stuff. So I have a bunch of vocals. That's all this crap is vocals. So we're just going to make them one color. For right now, I'll organize the stuff later. And then I'll make a master fader too, just to have a volume. I'm tempted to, well, here, we'll bring everything up and then I'll slowly bring the master in. I remember the first time I saw you. That's enough of that. So let's see. I guess you guys are going to see my process when I'm starting to mix. So I'm going to go into my buses. This is Pro Tools stuff. You guys might not even be in Pro Tools, but I'm going to get rid of everything but the thing that says DAW and start over. And I'm just going to send it all to a mix bus. But I'm not doing anything yet. I'm just getting started. Let's see here. All right, so that's all good. And these tracks need to be labeled well. Doo-ba-doo, doo-ba-doo. Kick, sub-kick. Snare B. Where's snare A? That's nice. Am I missing my main snare? That would be cool. If I'm missing it, then that means you guys are missing it too. That'll annoy me. It's interesting, like when I was importing or taking things out of my original session and all that, it looked fine. And then I tried to import it or set it up for you guys to be able to download it, and stuff was missing out of it. And right now there's flipping stuff missing out of this too, it looks like. So let me know if you guys have just a track labeled snare in your sessions. That's the old bus stop track. Let's not do that. All right. Sorry, guys. Just still trying to get the session together. There's snare right there. That should be in everyone's folder. Why is it not here? So you guys are just getting to watch the boring stuff. Sorry. Let's see. All right. So the main reason I even made this video was just the balance stuff, being able to talk about like kind of at least how I think about drums, like the balance of like the kick drum, the snare drum, the vocals over top, you know, kind of I'll be showing that more like it's kick, snare, and then the toms are in line with the snare drum. And then I'm trying to build a balance of the drum mics that the way I'd like want to hear a drum kit in reality, or what I think drums sound like. And then I add bass that's kind of in line with the kick drum. And the vocals should be over top of the snare. Now for rock, it really just depends on your kind of like what you like. But for me, I don't want my vocal to be a pop song, like over top of the music. I want the drums, kick and snare to be powerful, thumping, you know, hitting right down the middle. And then the toms are in line with the snare volume. And then the vocals are just over the snare. And then outside of that, everything else is going on the right and the left. And, the lead instruments are going up the middle, and then it just becomes a taste thing. But a lot of the mixes or the things that I've been seeing are just problems with just the kick is too loud or the snare is too loud, and it starts with balance. So we'll start there. So let's see. So I just start bringing up the kick. I'm not doing any mixing yet outside of volume. And sometimes I like to clip gain things up, like so I can leave my fader at 0. And these should be in phase, so we'll check the bottom snare with the top. So now it's thinner now. It's out of phase. We'll throw toms in. We can also go to a tom section here. I'm going to clip gain these up. I took everything down, now I'm bringing it back up. And I'm just trying to get a volume balance. Not even any panning yet. Hey, Hunter. Yeah, low volumes help. For sure. Kind of mixing. And, you know, honestly, I think that's probably one of the bigger problems is that people are listening loudly and then too, if you're in a room that's untreated, it's hard to know what's even going on. But it either sounds like it's just like a bad pair of headphones people are mixing in, or their room just it's terrible, or they just really can't hear well what's going on. But yeah, I think listening at low volumes is a good start. So I'm going to bring in the overheads. The mono room mic, and I need to check the phase on that. Here's a mono overhead, which I'm leaving up the middle. That's true too, just preserving your ears. guitars. Now these are the rhythm guitars. I like to make a stereo spread of all that stuff. Like even for my, like, so somebody was asking me, hey, what am I supposed to do with all these guitars? And so my answer was take the C guitars, take my guitars, pan them on the right, take Gio's guitars, pan them on the left, and leave the J guitars, Jordan, up the middle. But in reality, what I do is I will put my guitars on the right and the left, so the rhythm parts are in stereo. And the rhythm guitars aren't really meant to be like featured. I mean, they're just kind of there to fill things in. It's probably good to get the vocals going. So for me, the ones that are like the main vocals are the ones that I like, they're full takes pretty much. But even that, you kind of just have to use your ears and pick the tracks. So the other thing is the SM7 versus the FET 47, those guys that's the same take. So like these guys right here, I believe somewhere in here, like these are the same, these should be the same takes. Maybe I'm wrong here. In high school, remember when you were barefoot in the school? I try to make it sound good on the way in. I never thought you'd. All right. Also, I mean, buses will become a thing here. Like for the drums, I would route them to a drum bus, but for right now, I'll forget it. I'll just keep going with the with trying to get a balance. Remember when you were barefoot in the school? I never thought you'd be the girl I'd marry. I always thought you were. In high school. Remember when you were barefoot in the school? Like printing down left and right, that might not be a bad idea. Like I've thought about kind of making, I mean, right now it was hard enough for me just to get the one set of tracks out and make them correct. But I have been thinking about making the whole okay, here's advanced, here is, kind of stuff put together for people, making a different, like, intermediate maybe. I was just thinking advanced and easy, like a video game for the guitar, for the sessions. I think last night I was talking about whether or not I put things in phase and or that type of stuff. I think beginner, intermediate, hard, or advanced, that would be, I think, the way to do it. I will say this is less Jordan tracks than I thought we would have, which, there you go, that's good. So you're saying print guitars like left and right, like just do would it be 2 stereo tracks? Like a left and a right, like, or just have a stem basically of the rhythm guitars. Is that what you're saying? Something like that, which isn't a bad idea either. So much stuff, so many things. In high school, remember when you were barefoot in the school? I never thought you'd be the girl I'd marry. I mean, some of this stuff is redundant. I mean, those are like the same guitar. It's just, it's probably a different take, but it's meant to be for the stereo image. So I'm just going to make buses here. So we'll have drum bus. That's not going into any bus, which is bad. So yeah, you guys are just getting to see me do buses right now. That's about it. And kind of trying to do a balance. But the main point of this whole thing is this video that was meant to be a mono bus, but I'm just going to go with it. The main reason I'm even doing this video right now is so just to talk about what I kind of how I picture a mix and levels and all that, just to kind of try to give clarity, and then to talk about these tracks where, yeah, Gio's guitars for the most part are just rhythm tracks at this point. That's nice. So these are both kind of some tremolo guitar or whammy bar. Oh, those are mine. Okay, we're into my tracks. So mono, like double tracks, that's right, and that's the same part, no variation. Pan and print down to stereo. Yeah, that might be a good idea, just make stems basically. I'm not opposed to that idea. I guess you guys can let me know. I mean, I'm down for that. That's, yeah, that would make it easier. So like right now, I'm making a stereo of what's going to be my guitars and Gio's guitars and all that, so I can turn it up or down just to manage it a little bit more. But the thing I think too to notice about these tracks is that they, except for my rhythm guitars, they're not going the whole time. They kind of come in and out in sections in the choruses, and it's not like Gio's got like 10 tracks, or I don't even know how many tracks this is, 33 to 46. So there's 13, but right now there's 3 playing. Now there's 6, but still, it's not just 13 tracks all the time. And some of these aren't necessary. That's part of where mixing comes in. You get to use, part of mixing is using the mute button, right? Cool. All right. Yeah. Cool. Well, to the 5 of you that are watching, I appreciate it. If you have questions, please don't hesitate to join into the chat. So yeah, this is just a volume balance. I think it's getting there. more heavy rhythm guitars. Let's see. All right, well, I'm tempted to EQ that. I'm trying to just get the volume balance, but that thing needs to be brightened up and low cut. I thought I'd have a double, but this is just another rhythm track, which might not even be necessary. So in my original mix, this part, Jordan, he kind of said, hey man, so we didn't change pickups. That's another trick to like recording guitars. It's like at least change pickups between here's a take with this pickup, here's a take with that pickup, whatever. Changing the sound in some way, shape, or form. And we just kind of did 2 takes with the exact same setting, and so it kind of makes it that. So a double of this when it's exactly the same, that doesn't help nothing. So I took that out, and the mix, I don't know, I probably shouldn't even have it in the session for you guys because it's not doing much. So just going through Jordan's. What is this here? Oh, the tremolo. So I think what I did here is I took. You're in Georgia. Well, you're in the chat. You're in Georgia. I'm in Northern Virginia, right outside of DC. Yep. Been here my whole life. Georgia's cool. There's a slim chance my bass player might be moving to Georgia. His daughter's going to college. I guess that's personal. But yeah, he's going to college, or she's going to college in maybe Georgia. Hopefully she gets into UVA. But no, yeah. Yeah, so I'm in Virginia, 45 minutes from DC. And I'm trying to find the rotator plugin. Now I'm actually starting to throw plugins on, which was not my point in doing this, but it's hard to sit. It's like I hear stuff and I'm like, oh, I got to do that. So I'm looking for my rotator plugin by Waves, which, yeah, I don't like Waves, but I do love this plugin. I don't like them as a company. So I either use this or the Sound Toys, kind of a panning plugin. All right. Well. Maybe not quite so much. But see, I'm getting in the weeds. And the drums need to be better. But like this. Now the mix goes away because that tremolo thing that's distractingly loud. So these vocals, this will be a challenge. To thank you. And I've got more to give. And I've got more to give. And I've got more to. All right, I gotta label this stuff. These are all doubles. I have not. Corniff audio stuff, super killer. Yeah, what kind of plugins is it? Is it like 1176s and stuff, or I don't know. what kind of I'll check it out. Let me know what they make. Harmonies. There's a low vocal. Now these things labeled verb, that's just reverbs on these takes, which you may or may, you don't have to use those, but I print the reverbs with my, when I record. So that's part of sometimes, I mean, like most of the time I have more reverbs. This is so many vocals. A lot of vocals. I might, I want to go look at my session and see like, what the hell was I doing? Why is it like that? You know, in case somebody asks, I couldn't tell you why there's so many vocals right now. I mean, some of it's just harmonies and whatnot, but man, let's do the fun thing. This is, if you ever want to torture a singer, just do what I'm about to do, which is solo the vocals. Did you say they're custom plugins, basically? They're custom plugins. Oh.
And I don't want to feel the way I do without you. And I don't want to know what it's like.
These are the amp vocals over here.
And I don't want to know what it's like to lose you.
They're like custom plugins, is that what you're saying? All these guitars need EQ. Yeah. All right. So what was it? You said the Citrol. I'll check it out. I mean, you guys, you can see the plugins I have. I have so much crap, man. It's just, I used to have it where it was saved up here. I don't know. I lost that setting where I could just go and click on like this compressor here. I had a bunch of stuff up there and then it went away and I haven't been able to fix it, but. So anyway, I think it's starting to sound pretty good. This is just getting levels. Yeah, I mean the source tracks are pretty good. Wait. This is just all doubles.
And I don't want to feel the way I do without you. And I don't want to know what it's like.
For vocals, Vocaline, that plugin is phenomenal.
I don't feel the way I do when you're not with me. And I don't want to feel the way I do without you. And I don't want to know what it's like. And I don't want to know what it's like.
This shit needs to be labeled better. So I apologize, guys. This needs to be better. Like more clear what the main vocal is. It's my voice and I don't even know. So that's my fault. Sorry.
And I've got more to give. And I've got more to give. And I've got more to give.
There's 3 of these.
Thank you. I've got more to give, and I've got more to give.
All it takes is one rogue harmony to like mess it all up, to make it like unlistenable.
With me, I don't wanna feel the way I do without you. I don't wanna know what it's like. I don't wanna know what it's like to lose you.
So the other thing that's interesting is Jordan, for this song, he went away from his guitar pedals. He wanted to just plug straight into his amp. So that means I need to put some reverb on the lead parts and stuff like that. You can hear they're very dry. So this would more be the point now where I would just start working on the drum sounds. But as you, I mean, to me, oh, he plays with a pick. The bass player plays with a pick. Also, that bass sound last night, the guy wrote in the comments. So we had to beat my mix last night, and the guy, he actually retracked bass with a P bass with new strings on it into an SVT plugin, which the bass tone was really cool, and it sounded nothing like the bass tone that you're hearing in this song or the other song. And it was like everyone was kind of blown away. Like he had to like retrack bass. So that's what he did. But I thought that was really cool. But yeah, vocal line's good. My bass player, it depends song to song. I think he mostly plays with a pick. But I don't know what it is. It's a hollow body Epiphone bass, and it's a very warm sounding bass. There's not a lot of zing. But what like on this song, we mic'd up 2 bass cabinets. We have an ABY pedal where we can send so here's his clean bass. Okay, I say that's his clean. That sounds pretty dirty still. They're all dirty. I thought we had it cleaner. Yeah, that's pretty crunchy. It sounds like they're all the Fender Rumble. They're supposed to be a clean track. I'm tempted to go to my mix and and listen to that, but
I don't wanna feel the way I do without you.
So at this point, I would probably be throwing in my actual kick trigger. Which I don't think I included. In the old bus stop it was in there, but the trigger settings were messed up. But this is an easy drummer kick that I made into a sample. Floor tom, I don't know. Usually if our floor toms sound better than that, but that thing sounds boxy. This was a new drum set. So I'm just shift controlling on the 7 band. Even think these are the SC7s. The Pacific Sun. Yeah, that's funny, man. My drummer's wife said that our music sounds like something out of a 90s sitcom, which I take that as a compliment, but it's, you know, at the same point, it could also be pretty cheesy. This song is cheesy. I mean, it's about I've been married. I've been with the same girl since we were 17, so we're married, and yeah, that's what this song is about. Is well, I didn't meet her in high school, but we were friends, and I noticed her in high school. Hey, man, it was good hanging out with you, Hunter. Thanks for coming in and chatting it up. But so, I mean, the main thing with this live stream, it's coming up with the drum mix and trying to make that sound like how I'd want the drums to sound. I mean, or how I hear them in the room, right? Like it's a balance. And I mean, definitely the kick and the snare are the most important thing for a rock mix. And I keep the toms in line with the whole, with the kick and the snare. Now, the kick drum trigger I added is doing a lot of the heavy lifting right now. And I probably would go in and clean up. This is the kick fet mic. So I don't know if I want to get into all the nerdy stuff. I mean, if you guys want me to do gating, I can do that and everything. But my main thing was get the balance going before you start adding any kind of plugins. You know, I added a trigger and I started EQing the toms. But what I don't, for me, some of the things I hear is stuff like that. The hi-hat's out of control. Or all I hear is bottom snare now. You got to look out for stuff like that and the hi-hat. The other thing is stuff like this. Like, you'll hear the drums really loud and vocals. A lot of times the vocals will be like, I don't want to know what it's like. So that's a bad start, right? I don't want to feel the way I do when you're not with me. Way I do without you. I don't want to know what it's like. So yeah, that's me just trying to make a mix out of this. So with the guitars, these are anyone that's labeled like C or those are my guitars, the Clean Telly, the Deluxe, Jazz CTG, and then the Geo guitars. For the most part, that stuff is all rhythm tracks, and they aren't meant to be like featured. Jordan's parts, which are these guys right here, the leads in the beginning. This is meant to be a lead track. And so I would not intend to have all these vocals going during the verse, so it would be more like the vocals would come in. I mean, right here you can see there's some doubles coming in the chorus, but why I gave you guys 10 vocal tracks, I don't know. That's a mistake on my part. I know in the bridge some of the stuff is coming in and out. I've got more to give. I've got more to give. But you basically have to go through and just that's a low part. I've got more to give. That's kind of a lead. I've got more to give. To love you. It's another low part. I don't want to feel the way I do These are doubles.
And I don't wanna feel the way I do when you're not with me. I don't wanna feel the way I do without you. And I don't wanna know what it's like.
It's just a bunch of doubles.
And I don't wanna know what it's like to lose you.
You can just have fun with the panning and all that.
And I've got more to give. And I've got more to give. And I've got more to give.
I want the low to kind of
thank
be
you.
felt more than heard.
And I've got more to give. And I've got more to give. And I've got more to give. To love you.
Some harmony.
And I don't wanna feel the way I do without you. And I don't wanna know what it's like to lose you.
Some amp vocals.
I don't wanna feel the way I do when you're not with me. I don't wanna feel the way I do without you. And I don't wanna know what it's like. And I don't wanna know what it's like.
So these are some doubles here, or just kind of emphasis vocals, almost like hip hop or something. And then I guess this is just the bridge to the end. Another double.
To give. And I've got more to give.
Kind of a
And I've got more to give.
harmony, I guess you would say.
To love you.
These are the same.
And I don't wanna feel the way
Two mics on
I
it,
do without you.
which is not necessary. You can just pick one.
And I don't wanna know
I
what
guess I'm
it's
talking
like
to me.
to lose you.
It's pitchy.
And I don't wanna feel
But
the
it's
way
also not meant to
I
be
do when you're not with me.
crazy loud.
I don't wanna feel the way I do without you.
It's a reverb for the low. I don't need
And
that.
I don't wanna know what it's like. And I don't wanna know what it's like to lose you. Give. And I've got more to give. To love you. And I don't wanna feel the way I do
Some cool
without you.
Geo stuff here.
And I don't wanna know what it's like.
I love this stuff. Very, very cool part there. So if you want to take on the challenge of mixing this song, the tracks are in the description, and I'll throw them in the comments here. If you're on my email list already, they've been sent to your email. That part, this part is important. The palm muted guitar here. Where is it? That's cool.
Got more to give, and I've got more to give to love you. And I don't wanna feel the way I do without you.
There's a palm mute.
You're not with. I don't wanna feel the way I do without you.
I went a little too nuts
I don't wanna
on
know what it's like
top end on that
to lose you.
tom.
I don't wanna feel the way I do when you're not with me. I don't wanna feel the way I do without you. I don't wanna know. I don't. feel the way I do without you. And I don't wanna know what it's like. And I don't wanna know what it's like.
So my best recommendation with these tracks is send, group the tracks together. Group CTG guitars, the Chris guitars, everything labeled Geo. Send that to a bus, a stereo bus, and work a mix on that, and then blend it in with everything. But first, the way I do it is I start with drums. I get a balance going with that. Then I do the bass guitar, and I just go drums, bass, guitars, and get those in there, and then the lead guitars, and obviously you got to get the vocals going in. And so my whole philosophy, I've probably repeated it a couple times in here, but kick, snare, that's at a level. Vocals are over top of the snare drum, and then the toms are right in line with the snare, and then the rhythm guitars. So if the drums are here, if the kick and the snare and the toms are here, the rhythm guitars should be somewhere in there. They don't need to be like, if they're buried, that's not good. They're there to fill things out. Then there's vocals, and then there's lead instruments and things that are meant to stand out and be heard. And so with something like this, you have to go in and kind of identify. And then if there's a rough mix, which you guys have my actual mix in the folder, then you can kind of compare, okay, this is what so if somebody sent me a song to mix and they gave me the rough mix, that's going to let me know where the levels are that they want to hear their song. Not that you guys have to mix it how I want to hear it. It's up to you. It's your taste. You guys aren't mixing like I paid you to do that, right? But that's what I would do. I start with the rough mix, and I kind of say, okay, this is what they want to be featured. And so for the most part, this is just like a straightforward, I don't know if it's punk. It's not punk rock, but it's just a rock and roll song.
The lunchroom in high school.
So
Remember when you were barefoot in school? I never thought you'd be the girl I married.
so there's what I could tell you is there is a Geo part that is the whammy bar, and that thing it's got a whammy part going, and I think it's right
I
here.
don't wanna feel the way I do. I'm not with.
Where's the verse?
I never thought
There's
you'd
one.
be the girl
So
I
this is
married.
meant to be kind of ear candy,
Always thought you were kinda crazy.
and that guitar needs some EQ for sure.
I don't wanna feel the way I do without you.
And then for me,
I don't wanna
I
know
feel like
what it's
the hi-hats a little loud. The cymbals are getting,
I don't wanna feel the way I do.
they might be a little louder than I want.
I don't wanna feel the way I do without you. I don't wanna know what it's like.
So there's an arpeggiated part that started happening halfway through this chorus. This is the rhythm. Where's the arpeggio? For Geo. That's probably here. Yeah. And honestly, once that kicks in, like in the real session, I might have even killed these guitars just to clean it up. Like something like this.
I don't wanna know what it's like. I don't wanna know what it's like to lose you. I don't wanna feel the way I do without you. I don't wanna know what it's like. I don't wanna know what it's like.
And so Jordan and Geo are doing that. They're doing something similar. And these guitars, I'm just gonna start doing it. They need to be cut. They need to be carved. They're just a little. They need to be brightened up. This is always fun. It's probably... But half the thing is just hitting the mute button when you need to. Just that'll clean things up. I don't think I need these. What's up, Andre? How you doing, man? Andre, your mix was awesome. It's good to get to say that to you. I know it's, I don't know, what, 10 o'clock or 11, almost 11 o'clock where you are. You did a great mix, dude. So thank you for that. It was really good. Everybody on the live stream really enjoyed it. If you haven't watched it, go watch that thing because it's cool. Wow, 16 people are watching now, and holy moly. Okay, cool. Yeah. Hopefully you're having fun with mixing these tracks. If you don't have the tracks and you're on the live stream, they're in the description. They're somewhere in the comments. And yeah, you're welcome to grab those tracks, download them, mix them, and send me the mix. And next Friday, we're going to do a live stream. Yeah, it's going to be at 8 o'clock. Sorry, Andre. I know that's going to be like 3 a.m. where you are. Thanks, man. So yeah, another cool song. Thanks, man. Yeah, I really appreciate that. This is a good one. The last one, the bus stop, we really promoted that hard as a band, and did, ads and all that stuff on Facebook, and it really did well. This song, I think last time I looked, has 7 streams, and we we posted it on Friday. And I mean, I've been doing Beat My Mix stuff, but I haven't been promoting the band as far as like the way you have to promote stuff if you want it to do well on Spotify. So yeah, I know I like this song. I think it's cool. I don't know if it's something that people are going to care about on Spotify, but I'm glad you guys are enjoying mixing it and stuff. But it is a tough mix as far as how many tracks there are. I mean, so my intent was not to get on here and do a full mix. It was just to try to do a balance and kind of just talk about how to mix the drums. Oh, how the bass did? That's cool. Yeah, we did 2 bass amps on this on the bass recording. Like, we had a clean amp, and I mean, right now it doesn't sound like it. We had a clean amp, and we had the Fender Rumble with my OCD and the Tube Screamer. It was going through my pedals, and that was cool. That was a lot of fun. I feel like you guys got dirty tracks. Like, I want to almost go into my mix now of, let's see. I'm going to switch over to my mix. My real mix. Cool, Andre. I'm excited to hear your mix, man. Actually, everybody, I'm excited to hear everyone's mix. So if you do download the tracks, send them to homestudiorescue@gmail.com, and yeah, next week we'll play them on the live stream. Let's see here. So it's loading up, and then I guess I'll talk a little bit about my real mix. You guys will get to hear the difference. But it's just a straightforward. I mean, honestly, what I was just doing, it's like I don't really feel like there's much that needs to be done. Like you could do bus compression, you can do your mix bus stuff, but that's the starting point. Getting your panning and your volume right. I mean, that was just the start. For me, it's more about the drums because that's really where people struggle. Drums, vocals. It's weird. Things. It just sometimes. I don't want to throw shade at anyone. I don't know if it's that maybe the monitoring is so bad it just sounds funky or yeah, I hear that. We all need to take a fresh break. We need fresh ears to mix, right? Like we all need to take a break. But yeah, I don't know if it's the monitoring. I know sometimes when my monitoring like has been really crappy, like I'll take a mix out to the car and it would just sound like turds. The bass would be insane or the kick drum would be dominating the mix. And that's a lot of when I've heard mixes or what I heard last night when I heard mixes that were really kind of weird or the balance wasn't good. I assume it has a lot to do with mixing or maybe even hearing loss. I don't know. I don't mean that to sound mean, but yeah. So with all these tracks, the people who've never mixed an 80 track session, just focus one thing at a time. Get your drums, your bass, bring in the guitars. Try to make it a balance. Try to identify what the lead instruments are. Man, this session's taking forever to load. Try to identify what the lead sessions. Like the lead tracks are, and yeah, it's just and to me, it's not even like a lot of people. They pull up the drums, they hit solo, and they start EQing, they start compressing, and they start doing stuff, or they're putting stuff on their mix bus, and before they even have. I mean, I know what I've always been told is you need, like for mix bus compression. You should put that on your mix. Man, this is taking forever. I think is it coming or what? It's really having a hard time. Maybe there's just too much stuff going on my computer right now. I'm tempted to just quit. We'll just quit Pro Tools. So let's see here. And for YouTube, there's my mix. All right. But yeah, people kind of get the cart before the horse, and they start just throwing plugins on before they even have a mix. You have to have the whole point of all of this is to have a balance, right? And I'm not trying to sound like, I'm an expert or anything like that. It's just I've been doing this for 16 years. I've been mixing music live and recordings for a long time, and I've been around it a lot, but really the balance is the first place you have to start, is trying to get that correct. I mean, I will say that when I'm mixing drums, I'll get the drums kind of sounding right, and then I'll go in, like what I was about to start doing was gating the kick, gating the snare, cleaning up, taking out some of the mud out of the drums and things like that, in the mid-range. And I will kind of come out of that full view mix, but it's always good to get a balance first before you just start making weird decisions, or I got this bus compressor, or I got this thing, and Produce Like a Pro says do this, so I'm going to do that, like whatever it is, whatever the thing is. Don't just blindly start doing stuff, So this is my mix. And while we're here, I'll just kind of go through it. So here's the drums. and I got, that's interesting. I have a second drum crush bus, and I don't know why. But I got some reverbs going. I got the Fatso. And this doesn't really make sense, but okay. But yeah, it's just gating it. So I usually go through the kick. Gate, EQ. There's your kick trigger. I gated the kick trigger for some reason. I don't know why. There's your sub kick. There's the kick, the FET kick. So just taking out some of the mids, a little bit of 2K. I mean, really, the particulars of what I'm doing. I mean, I guess you guys are mixing this song, so it's more relevant than just some random dude on YouTube, but this is the kick blend. That's probably about what I did in the last mix, or what I was doing a minute ago. These are the overheads. And then, yeah, compress the mono room, or mono overhead with a U40, or what is this, a Fatso and an 1176. And I'm taking out some of the sizzle of it. Once you start compressing stuff. Yeah, I don't know. This is the mono ribbon mic with the Fatso. Taking out some of the boxiness. I don't know what the Neve's doing. Taking out some 700, boosting 110. I guess I'm using it for some distortion. Or a little grit. And then the Fatso is doing its thing. And it looks like I have some light compression on these room mics. I mean, the main part where my drum sound comes from is the parallel compression. I usually don't do reverbs like that. That's a bit aggressive for me. And normally, I have two drum crush buses, and I put something like the Zener limiter on there. I don't know why I left this thing unmuted. But the bass, I want to hear the bass guitar. That's the other thing I do, is I put everything into folders. Pro Tools came out with that thing. You're not using, did you use any kick samples last night on the old bus stop, Andre? Or was that just all real stuff? Here's the bass. Let's get rid of that. It's all pretty gritty. That's supposed to be the clean bass. That's the Rumble DI. That's pretty dirty too. All right, there's your clean bass. There's a clean bass. Okay, so those are the clean bass tracks. Hopefully that made it into the tracks and you guys didn't just get 4 tracks of the Rumble.
I don't wanna know what it's like to lose you. I don't wanna feel the way I do when you're not with me. I don't wanna.
That's cool. Thanks for saying that about the kick drum, Andre. So I'm trying this FET 47 warm audio mic from Zound sent it to me, and I dig the FET 47 and having like the sub kick, having 3 mics, all that stuff. But I'm debating about whether or not I want to buy it, because at the end of the day, I'm adding my main kick trigger anyways. So I still not sure if I like the kick, the FET. What did you think of the FET? I know you just said it. The mics turned out to be the kick drum sounds good. So thank you. These are my guitars. A little bit of compression and EQ on one of them. So that, yeah, I didn't do a lot there. Here's Gio's guitars. Which they're a little dark still. And Phasey, I don't think I did a great job of micing this stuff. Of his tracks. Yeah, that sub kick's cool. I had a Yamaha sub kick. I got rid of it, and then I felt like I needed it. So, yeah, it is a nice combination. The kick drum. Might as well show it while we're talking about it. This thing, for me, I can't beat the kick trigger. There's without the kick trigger. But with it, the mid punch. So if we take out we'll take out the kick trigger. Here's what's the FET. Yeah, and I mean, I'll tell you this: this mic, this is the 602, the kick in mic in Sennheiser. It's like $160 mic. It's pretty good. It's good enough for a kick drum mic, but like if I had to buy a mic under $200, that would for kick drum, that's what I would do. But it's nice to have all the kick drum mics. But anyway, I mean, the balance thing, that's why I'm doing the live stream. And then I didn't, let's see what I did to Jordan's guitars. I actually did quite a bit, more than I thought I would have. So let's hear his guitars. I have a plate right on his guitar. It's barely in. Well, so, and then, I hear some distortion. Must be this Neve. Or, that's interesting. Those guitars are a little darker than I want them to be. Yeah, I'm clipping something. Oh, it's this API plugin, I believe. I'll gain that up sometimes. Yeah. There you go. But anyway, well, I think I've bored you guys long enough. I appreciate Andre. It's cool that I did this so you and I could be on a live stream together, just because of the time difference. So thank you guys for showing up. If you have any questions about the tracks, you can always send me an email. I was hoping that maybe this would be a place where you guys could ask me questions if you wanted to, but that's all good. I appreciate everyone that's watched. So next Friday, 8 p.m., that'll be the 20th. That'll be the Beat My Mix kind of mix review and all that jazz. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. And if you haven't downloaded the tracks, they are in the description, and I will put a pinned comment as well. So thank you guys, and I'll see you. Yeah, it was nice to see you, man. Later, Andre.